Hey coaches, in this video I'm going to go through Go, it's AKA Buck. This is our Buck sweep, one of the staples of our offense. This is what we call our go-to play. This is our bread and butter play. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page, that we're teaching the kids the right way, the Rebel way, so that all the terminology and everything aligns, so that the kids are all learning the same things and they're hearing one voice from all the coaches. All right, so going through our left formation, meaning our tight side is to the left. We've got our Z, our tight end, our tight tackle, our tight guard, our quarterback, split guard, split tackle, our H, our X, and our fullback. One of the things we do here, you see the way I drew it, is we want our offensive line to have their hand at the heel of our center. We want to be off the line as far as we can, creating a big neutral zone, allowing us room to be able to pull, trap, create some angles for us. All right, so getting into the Buck sweep, first things first, is going to go to our strong side, to the tight side, and our Z, our tight end, and our tight tackle are all going to have the same rules on this play, and it's gap down backer or gap inside backer. They're all going to protect and kind of build a wall to the inside. Okay, so they're going to be responsible for that gap. We are never, ever, ever, with these players, going to reach to the outside. We never reach on this play. We're always blocking to the inside. Okay, if they have guys that are overhanging us too far, then we got to run a different play. We're going to run something inside of that, but we're never going to reach on Go or a Buck. Okay, our tight guard, he's going to pull for depth. We tell him to get to about a 3 to 4 yard depth. We're going to take a 7 o'clock step, meaning that he's going to open to that 7 o'clock spot on the clock. He's going to get depth. Once he gets to that cone, and we'll set up a cone in practice, we want him to get back downhill. All right, we want him to get shoulder square to the line of scrimmage. The reason that is if I'm coming at you, if I pull around, I'm a big offensive lineman, and I'm coming downhill, and I've got a salad eater in my way, I'm a big meat eater. Okay, so I don't move quite as fast as those salad eaters that are coming from the secondary. So I got a linebacker or a safety or somebody coming downhill, he's going to put a juke move on me. I have to be square so that I can react to that and still be efficient in our blocking game. So when I come downhill, okay, if that defensive end's sitting outside, great. I'm going to take my left shoulder, I'm going to surface block him with my left shoulder surface, and I'm going to drive him to the outside, and the play will hit inside. If that guy squeezes down, or there's a filling linebacker or a safety, I'm going to use my right shoulder surface. And it's an easy adjustment as long as I'm square. If I'm running like this as I come out, that's very difficult for me to now flip my hips if that guy squeezes inside of me, and sometimes we'll get a guy beating us inside if we don't get our hips square coming downhill. So we want to make sure once we get to that depth, we're squared up, coming downhill so that we can make an easy adjustment on the run. Okay, our center, first and foremost, his responsibility is play side A-gap. So if there's a play side A-gap player, he's going to either reach or cut on that play side A-gap player, depending on whether or not we've got a center that's quick enough to reach block. If we're not, we're going to chop block him and cut him down. Okay. Otherwise, his rule is man on nose. So over here, we've got gap, down, backer for these three. Okay. Our guard is going to pull, so we call that a 7 pull. Okay, meaning 7 o'clock. Our center is going to be man on nose. Okay, but he's also play side first. So we tell him man on nose. So if he's got anybody shading him, that's his responsibility, unless for some reason they got a double A gap blitz and there's a nose here, and they walk up a linebacker right here, his responsibility then, that play side A gap, would take precedence over this nose right here, okay? But if there's no linebacker there, he's man on nose. So he's got an easy angle here, he's gonna down block right here, okay? Our split guard, okay, we're gonna call that a 9 pull, meaning 9 o'clock, okay? And you see that these rules are very, very simple and short rules. That's the reason why, is because we're gonna put that on a wristband, okay? So even gap down backer on a wristband, we're gonna call that gap in. So gap in means the gap to the inside being to the ball, outside being to the sideline. All right, so our split guard is a 9 pull. He's going to pull flat and fast, making sure he goes underneath that quarterback. As soon as he clears the center, okay, he's going to give ground, and he's going to run that same cone. He's going to look for the first daylight he sees to get upfield. And when he gets upfield, he wants to scrape paint with that Z. I mean, we want to dip and rip, get around that corner, and we talk about scraping paint. We want our helmet scraping the backside as we make that turn, and we're looking for that Mike linebacker that might be scraping over. So as he comes around that corner, he's got eyeballs inside, okay? That's very important to teach. We don't want him looking out here and drifting, because then that overflow, those guys that are scraping to the ball are going to make that play. Okay, so we want to kind of kick out right here, seal right here, and this is the alley we want to run in. We do not want to take this play to the sideline. Okay, we want this play to hit up inside tight. We tell our halfback when he gets the ball, okay, he's going to replace the fullback. The mesh point is right where the fullback was. Quarterback gives him the ball. Okay, once he gets that ball and he can make that vertical cut, the first time he sees an opportunity to cut that ball upfield, we want him getting north and south. We want to run downhill on our buck sweep. Okay, our split tackle, his rule is reach in. Okay, again, you see gap in, reach in. So we teach that in our tackle circuit, which will be in a different video. All right, so we're going to reach block inside. So any player that's in the B gap, he's going to basically take the same steps as our split guard. He's going to go here, and he's looking to wall off any player. So that might be an end right here. He's looking to seal him to the inside. If there's a guy that's slanting hard inside, he's got to protect from that guy slanting backside. Let's say they got a tackle right here. He's got to protect inside. Okay, now our fullback is going to help him with that. All right, our fullback is also going to help the center. Remember, we said if that linebacker's here and that nose is here, who's going to block that? Our fullback is coming just off the midline so he doesn't hit the quarterback, because the midline belongs to our quarterback. Okay, our fullback is going to come right down here in that A gap, and he's going to fill inside out. So he's going to look for any nose right here that might be unblocked. He's going to take anything right here and block that void that split guard left when he pulls. Okay, that's our fullback's job. All right, now the halfback's going to get the ball. We're going to get vertical. Our X, who's playing out here, we want him to get a good vertical press here. We want to make sure that he's keeping that corner honest for our play action game. He wants to get a good vertical press, try to get that corner to backpedal and break his hips if he can. Okay, so we're talking 3 to 5 yards here. We're going to really come off the ball hard. Okay, at about that 5-yard mark, he's going hunting over the middle of the field for that safety. Okay, and we call that a touchdown block. All right, so he's going to look for that touchdown block. The reason we call it a touchdown block is because if our H is coming to the outside, and he gets out in this grass, and this safety is right here coming to make a play, and we cut back across the grain, he's trusting that X is running across the field, and he's ready to make that touchdown block. Important note on that is to make sure that if that guy does not see us coming, obviously we have to have our hands and our head in the front, okay? But if this safety does not see that guy coming, it's a high school rule that if you're going to make a block on a guy that does not see you coming, you have to lead with your hands first. Even if you get your head in front and hit him with a shoulder, it's a penalty, okay? So we don't want to take away a big play on something like that. Okay, but that touchdown block, so our halfback, okay, in that situation where it times up perfectly and that safety's coming over, he can cut back across the grain, and that X should be there, and we're hoping that springs for a touchdown. Some of our best plays on buck are when we cut back across the grain and we get that nice touchdown block. Any questions on that? Feel free to reach out to me or to some of the coaches that have been around for a long time. We just want to be here as a resource to help you guys, but we also importantly want to make sure that we're on the same page as a coaching staff. That goes from first grade all the way to 12th grade, so the kids are hearing the same language, the same terminology. That's going to help us to be a cohesive group and be successful. Good luck this year.